All right, guys. So I've been looking for some slightly different type of content to give to you guys, right? Just to kind of switch it up a bit, right? But still kind of keep it from a conservative perspective, obviously. And coming off of this whole Brandy Love situation at the Turning Point USA event, I thought that maybe it could be time to have a little bit of a deeper conversation about the adult industry, right? From a conservative slash libertarian perspective, right? Because I think I definitely have some conservative views in regards to the harmful effects of the adult film industry, but at the same time, the libertarian in me tells me that I wouldn't go quite as far as to ban it. But I definitely think that the effect that it has on society as a whole and young men in particular is devastating, right? Very, very, very devastating. And I would highly, highly, highly regulate it. Honestly, I probably would regulate it more than it is now, to be quite honest with you, right? If I had it my way. This conversation right here with Miss Lana Rhoades. She's a former adult film actress. I have not checked out any of her professional work, but I have done my research on her, and I came across this video again, trying to find something that's a little bit different to talk about, and I came across this video in which, you know, it's really gonna show how certain people just don't want to take responsibility for their own actions, right? And in particular, when it comes to, you know, certain women, the default setting is to blame men for something that they regret and something that they participated in. And the amount of cognitive dissonance in this conversation is absolutely unbelievable, and I just had to react to it because I think that there's some insights here in regards to personal responsibility and accountability, and also the evils and dangers of the adult film industry that I think that a lot of conservatives have been preaching, right? And that's what's going to be outlined here, and I just want to react to it and kind of go from there.
To do like more and more things, more hardcore things. So there's two different main genres of porn. There's Gonzo porn, which is the aggressive porn that you guys are talking about. It's the rough anal sex, it's the choking, and I'll go more into that. And then there's vanilla porn, which is what Olivia's talking about as ethical porn, is what I think you would consider.
There's no such thing as ethical porn, okay? You see what I'm saying? Like, what? Ethical porn? Like, none of that is ethical. Okay, there's no such thing.
It's just like classic, like missionary, like just like basically like artsy sex.
I was gonna say, wait, I'm kind of laughing the inside because I've had someone call me vanilla before.
I mean, I love vanilla.
Like, why are you so vanilla? I'm like, what do you mean?
It makes me kind of hungry, but I've never even heard of the term Gonzo, to be honest.
Yeah. So Gonzo is the first level of it, I would say, would be it's just like there's no like artistic vision to it. It's just like rough, hardcore sex. And that could be vaginal penetration. The next level up would be anal penetration in a Gonzo style. And then there's a level far more than that. And I would say that during my time in porn, I'm not sure what is like the hype right now in porn. It goes through like different phases. But during my short stint in porn, the really extreme acts were what was popular. And that's why, being the number one performer in the industry at the time, everyone wanted to make money off me. So they pushed me to do these things. And it just gets really extreme, like you were saying, abusive.
Did you ever go through those experiences where you had to do a scene where it was very aggressive and you just felt like...
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail. Like, honestly, some of my experiences are really humiliating for me.
Right. So here's why I have issues, right? Here's why I started to have issues. This was something that was consensual, right? Like, you knew what you were getting into before you actually did the acts that you did, right? So you knew what you were going to do. You got paid for doing that. And now you're talking about how you felt humiliated when you knew what you were going to do, right? That's what people just kind of lose me when they come out here and they want to play victim, you know, when they experience this industry, right? The evils of this industry. And then they want to act like, well, you know, oh, it's all the industry's fault, right? None of it is my fault. When you knew exactly what you were getting into, right? You can describe the acts and you can think to yourself, is this going to be humiliating? Is this something that I'm probably not going to like? Okay, this is the same thing that Mia Khalifa did, you know, after she, you know, had her career. When she comes out and basically says the same things, knowing that this is what she was getting into and this is what she was signing up for.
And I wish that they never happened. There's stuff going on, like people getting pissed on. Men are pissing inside of women's vaginas, assholes, down their throats. They're...
That one girl face right here, her face went crazy when she said that, boy. Again, that was on the contract, right? That was something they outlined. They was like, okay, this is what we're doing, right? Are you okay with this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Right? And again, if somebody tells you this is what they're going to do, how is it that after it's done, all of a sudden you want to have regret for what you did? And you also got paid for it. I don't really understand. That's where the disconnect comes, right? People want to cry and boo-hoo about things that happen to them, and they know full well that this is what they was getting into.
Sorry.
Oh, don't cry.
Told myself it was negative.
Now I'm crying. I'm like, God damn it. No, don't cry.
I'm
It's
just
okay.
giving some examples. But
No, that's honestly, that's really hard. And I think, like I had mentioned earlier, it's just so important for young men to stop viewing women as sex objects, because
All right. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go with blaming men for something that they signed up for, right? Like, your job as an actress, as an adult film actress, is to arouse men. So you knew that what you were doing was promoting the objectification of women. You knew that. You participated in it. That's what you got paid for. You got paid to objectify yourself for men. But now you want to blame men for what you contributed to. Again, the cognitive dissonance here is absolutely mind-blowing.
I believe that, you know, instilling that curriculum in school at a younger age. And they had actually said, there's a fact that says that the more a young person had learned about the use of pornography from their school education or sex education, is less likely to see women as sex objects. And I feel that's why, you know,
No, this is, again, here we go. Oh, what? School needs to teach men how to be men. School cannot teach you, the government cannot teach a man how to be a man. That's where the father comes in. It's the father's job to teach a boy how to be a man and to talk to boys about sex and women and how to respect women and how to treat women. Again, you've put yourself in the industry where you have targeted an audience of young men, and as an actress, you played a role in which you wanted to arouse these young men. You knew who your audience was. How can you blame your audience for your misery? Okay, that's just like if I was an NFL player and I blame the fans for getting a concussion, right? Like, that doesn't make sense. You can't blame the fans for you getting a concussion or, you know, you making the decision to participate in a dangerous sport. You knew the risk going into what you were doing. You also knew what the audience liked. The audience likes big hits on the football field, right? So if you go out there and you try to lay somebody on the football field, you do a helmet-to-helmet hit, right? Trying to, you know, get on the highlight reel for the fans. That's on you, right? If you end up breaking your neck, end up, you know, having mashed potato brains, that's on the football player. Same thing with this adult industry. If you end up doing acts that, you know, you're not necessarily proud of, but you knew that you was getting paid, and you're doing it for the audience, to arouse the audience because you want to get popular. Again, you have to accept personal responsibility for that. You can't blame the fans for that. Now, obviously, there is an issue with young boys having access to, sexualized content, because everything in our society is overly sexualized. Obviously, that's an issue. But again, you're a part of that problem. You're not the solution, and you're not presenting real solutions here. The solution is not the federal government. The schools can't teach men how to be men. The solution is the father, right? It's the education at home.
I feel so passionate about the porn.
And also to have less women participating and signing up for these types of humiliating tasks, right? That they assign to them.
Industry, because I don't believe that they should be showing those types of scenes, because it does view women as just an object, and it's not okay to do that. Like, I enjoy watching porn. Like, girl, like but like, I want to watch ethical porn. I want it to be normalized, and I want it to be taught to where
you want porn to be normalized, and you want to watch ethical porn, right? Like, what? How? There's extremes to every industry. There's no such thing as ethical porn. Any porn, right? Anybody that would get on camera and, perform sexual acts for money, that's extreme in and of itself. Okay, and you notice how she also said they shouldn't be showing those type of scenes. What do you mean they shouldn't be showing those type of scenes? Somebody has to sign up for those scenes. It takes two to tangle, right? You have to have a willing woman or girl sign up with a willing man to perform the agreed upon acts. I don't know if these other two women here, the one in the Chanel shirt and the pink shirt, I don't know if they're in the industry, but I do know the one, Lana Rhoades, the one in the black, she's in the industry. Yeah, you sign up for that. They can't show extreme content without women that are down to do extreme content. And she was down to do extreme content, and now she wants to blame the world for her problems.
It shouldn't be to where a woman is being abused and is, like the male is showing aggression, because that actually is going to translate into his relationships with women in the future, his wife. Like, it's actually statistically proven that it's going to show aggression in a marriage and a relationship, and that's, how is that healthy? Like, that's not healthy at all.
Well, a lot of it is like young boys don't understand, and they think that this is normal and that's what girls want. So they've probably never been with a girl before, and they see these horrible things, and they're like, oh, this is how to please a girl. This is what I have to do. Yeah. This is what.
Again, you're acting, right? You're acting like you're pleased with what is happening in the scene. So what else are these young impressionable minds are gonna think? Again, you signed up to act. Right, the disconnect here is really beyond me.
She wants, and then they, do these things and they act certain ways, and they don't realize the effects that they're having on women.
Yeah, well, they do say that serial killer and rapists are the ones who are consuming these extreme types of porns. A lot of serial killers, when they've gone through their search history, they're watching like these abusive porn, and there's tons of pornography on their search history.
I'm not gonna lie. I obviously, like I said, I've watched porn. I do.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with watching porn.
But I've stumbled upon some videos where, I'm not gonna lie, I really questioned, why is this even allowed on the internet? Like, I felt very, like, I was just turned off. I was like, shut my laptop. Like, I can't even look at this. I was like, I cannot believe that this is okay. Like, this is not okay to treat women like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people agree with that. And I think the rest of this interview, they don't really have that much interesting things to say. So I'm going to stop it here. But just so you guys know, Miss Lana Rhoades, the girl that was in the black, she has accumulated a significant amount of money from that industry, right? And she's talking about she regrets it. If she had to go back and do it again, she would have never done it. I can't tell, because she still has an OnlyFans. She's still making money off of her career and what she did, right? Off of her name. And that's what really bothers me about some of these women that come out here and they complain about the industry, and then they want to turn around and blame men while at the same time still taking advantage of these same men that they're complaining about, that they want to blame for their experiences. And again, this, in my opinion, guys, is a part of a society that is overly sexualized and that tends to want to blame everybody else except themselves for their own problems, right? And I think it's worse when it comes to these adult film actresses, because a lot of these women, because of the career that they chose, they really can't do anything else. And they continue to make money off of the same things that they're complaining about, right? Matter of fact, I think that Miss Lana Rhoades is definitely worth over $1 million. There's some websites that say she's worth about 20 million, right? Which could be plausible considering that her OnlyFans is huge. She has also a large YouTube channel, right? Large Instagram. There's a lot of avenues in which she's going to be able to make money, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if she's pulling in millions of dollars a year, again, based off of her past career that she complains about and wants to turn around and blame men. So anyways, I wanted to react to that. I wanted to do something a little bit different. If this is too hardcore, let me know. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.